Hello there, my dear friends. My name is Waran, and you're watching the Waran Shanmugam Show. It's 8 p.m., 15th December, and we are here in episode 9 of season 2 of the show. Thank you so much for being here, and it's a pleasure to meet all of you all again. Now, it's a goodbye series, yeah, goodbye 2021 series special edition. Why do I say that? Because we are in the month of December. Now, we have got a couple of things happening in December, but the significant one is, of course, the Christmas. So, my question to you is this: what are your plans for Christmas? What are your plans for Christmas? Now, you have got the chat box there just below the video that you're watching. Uh, Share with us your plan. What are you going to do? Are you going to be here at home, or are you going to be visiting, or are you going to go for some jalan-jalan cari makan tour? Let's share with us. We will look at the chat box shortly to see what are your plans. But today we have got someone very special. Now, I've been wanting to interview this person for a very long time, but today I was able to make that happen. And we have got with us Amarjit. Yes, Amarjit is an amazing lady. I have been trying to talk to a lot of people as to who she is, but a lot of feedback that I got was very positive and it's very inspiring. So I thought if I know her, I want all of you all to know her also. So, ladies and gentlemen, the founder of Amarjit's Kitchen, let's welcome to the studio Amarjit herself. Hi there, Amarjit.
Hello.
How are you
Hello.
doing?
Thank you so much for having me, Warren. I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. Good evening to you and everybody who is watching.
You're most welcome, ma'am, and good evening to you also. There are so many of them wanting to see what you have got to share simply because you have been doing a lot of things. You have been cooking, you have been, well, if I were to say it, it won't be nice. I think probably if we were to watch a video, now this is a surprise video, yeah, Marjit, something that I
Yes.
went and dig a little bit and I made a video out of it. Let's watch this video.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to give you all this caution not to try this at home because if you really need those, call Amarjit's Kitchen, get your orders right, and you will have all those food right in front of your doorstep. Amazing, yeah. And you just made me very hungry, Amarjit. So tell us, what do you do and how can you do stuff like that, Amarjit?
Okay. Actually, it all started after I retired. So I retired in 2014. I took optional retirement after having a few issues. Mainly, my mom was actually admitted to do two operations for her back. She had some back issues, and I had to take leave from work to take care of her, because everybody else was not available at that time. And, my younger siblings had commitments. So I took time off. I was able to take no pay leave, which was later converted to half pay leave by the government. They were very kind about it. And so things became a bit difficult, getting help to take care of her. And finally, also, the system was getting very complicated with a lot of uh, paperwork and everything. And somehow the joy of teaching was not really there. And I discussed with my husband. He was very, very supportive. I told him I wanted to take optional retirement. I was just basically very tired,
Mhm.
and he was very supportive, and he said, okay, we shall go for it. But my clerk was not very, very, optimistic. She told me, she said, being an English teacher, you will not be able to get your optional retirement because they need English teachers. So I said, I will try and leave the rest to God. But I managed to get my retirement. So I thought that that was the signal saying that it's time to retire. I've been teaching for so many years, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so are we still good? I know my
Yes,
internet
you're
has
still
got
good.
some problems.
You are
Yes.
still good. You're
So,
still good.
yeah. Okay. So then, after that, my daughter was getting married, and I was involved in taking care of her wedding, which was really also something that I looked forward to. And we went off with the arrangements for the wedding, etc. And after which, then I was like, oh, so what do I do now? And then my daughter suggested to me, she said, why don't you take out your crafts? Because I have been doing crafts for a long, long time. And she said, there are a lot of platforms on Facebook where you can actually sell your crafts. And I used to do little bows and everything for her. I learned how to do these crafts. And she introduced me to caring moms, which was really nice because I started selling on caring moms. I started doing reselling. I started doing drop shipping. I started doing a lot of things on caring moms and on the other platforms on Facebook. I got to know Win, and I got to know a few other platforms. And then it so happened that Shera and Bosco, she is the founder of Caring Moms. She invited me to an anchor butter event, and she told me, she said, why don't you come and join this event? Because they are going to showcase bread and cakes. So I told her, I said, I don't bake, and she said, yeah, yeah, it's okay, because chapati is also bread, and you can showcase your chapatis. So I went for it, and although I didn't win, that I was not among the 20 contestants who were chosen for that what do you call it? They had a program for them, but I came home, with a crate of anchor butter, and also a lot of people loved my chapatis. So then I decided that I was going to sell my food, and that's how I opened Amarjit's Kitchen.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice. Now I'm looking at a couple of things here. Let me
Okay.
just share with you this. Yeah, and this is amazing. Something that you do. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me get these two things right because these are the famous one that I have been hearing a lot of people talking about it, and I want to know what is the secret behind all this. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can share with you this. Okay. Sharing this now. Okay, this one cauliflower and coriander chapatis. Tell us your secret about this cauliflower and
Yes.
coriander chapati. How did you manage
See,
to, uh,
see,
yeah,
actually, what happened is cauliflower and coriander. I started off with the radish moringa chapatis because simply because these stuffed chapatis, right? They are a favorite among a lot of people in India. We eat a lot of stuffed chapatis. Okay, and radish is one of those things that always go into chapatis. But somebody actually asked me, can you do something keto? So the thing that came to my mind when you talk about keto is cauliflower, because you get cauliflower rice, you know. So that is how I started with the cauliflower and coriander. Now, actually,
Mhm.
I like, even for the radish chapatis, right? I just didn't put radish. I just wanted to add another flavor to it. And my brother-in-law, I have a brother-in-law, my husband's brother, who is now in England. He was with us, and he had planted some moringa leaf trees outside my house. And he kept saying, use the moringa leaves in your chapatis, use the moringa leaves. So then I thought, okay, lah, I'm just going to use it now. And that's how I put radish and moringa together, right? So when I was
Nice.
thinking of cauliflower, you know how the cauliflower at the bottom, those leaves, somehow reminded me of coriander. So I thought
Nice.
coriander was going to go very well with cauliflower. So that's how I came up with a cauliflower one, because this lady kept saying, do something keto. Although it's not 100% keto, but the cauliflower is definitely keto. So that is how I came up with the cauliflower and coriander chapatis. That was the second one that I did.
Nice, nice. So now, as you're talking, right, I can't stop myself from swallowing my saliva, Amarjit. But this is the thing. So if you see the poster, right, it's written here can be kept refrigerated up to 1 week and frozen
Yes,
up to 6 months.
yes.
How does this work?
Okay, see, what I do is I make the chapatis. I don't give you the dough, or I don't give you uncooked chapatis. I cook the chapatis and then I give it to you. All right.
Okay, okay.
So I sell the chapatis by tens to make it easier. And the base of calculation is RM35 for 10 chapatis, right? But there are some people who tell me that they can't finish all the chapatis, although sometimes they tell me that they didn't order enough. But if there is an option to keep, and you want to keep it inside the fridge, you can. You can actually keep it in the fridge, take it out tomorrow, heat it over the pan, and it's good to go. But I also
Mm.
have some of my customers who buy in bulk, and they keep it in the freezer. So it's kind of like a food that is ready, like how sometimes they sell this, even, like the ready-made roti canai, where you can buy and you can put it into the freezer. You take it out and then you can just heat it over the pan and you can eat it. Yeah. So you can keep it up to 6 months, but I always caution that you do not put the whole bulk together. You have to separate it, which means that, all food when you take out from the freezer, you do not freeze it back again, right? That we all know, yeah, because bacteria will grow in the process. So you take out, maybe you portion it into maybe like 2 or 3 chapatis according to what you want. You take it out until it's completely defrosted, and then after that
Mhm.
you can just heat it on the pan and it's as good as new. It's just as soft as what I sent it to you. So for
Wow.
some customers, for some customers, it is a save on delivery charges. Whether you're at a 10 chapatis or 20 chapatis or 30 chapatis, the delivery is the same, right? So I have one customer, she's a working mom. And what she does is she gets like, 10, 20 sometimes, and she puts it into the freezer, and it goes into her son's lunchbox. So she just
Mhm.
does a roll and put it into the
Okay.
lunchbox, and then the son will just munch it for lunch. So even
Ah,
that can be done. Yes, you see. So you can have it as
nice.
a roll, because these chapatis are already stuffed, right? So you do not need to eat it with anything. You just have some yogurt, you have some achar, or on its own, and it's just nice. You just munch it like a roll, and it's good.
And is ready to eat. Yeah, nice, nice.
It's ready
And I
to
was
eat. Yeah.
also and as we spoke this morning, you also told about cleanliness, how you do not wish to, or rather try to avoid sending it via the different movers or the services that you have, but rather your hubby or your son comes into the picture. Share with us a little bit
Yes.
of that.
Yes, see, actually, I have a runner that works for me. I get him to do all my deliveries. So he will come in the morning, and I will he'll pick up all the chapatis. He sanitizes his car. He is a Grab driver, but he comes in the morning, number one, to my place to pick up the chapatis. He's sanitized his car. He's got his gloves on and he's got his mask. He finishes his deliveries, and after that, he will continue with his Grab, and
Uh-huh.
he will sanitize his car at night. But there are certain days then he is not working, maybe his car needs to go service, or the other day he actually had food poisoning. So he messaged me and he said, "Oh, madam, I have
Oh,
food poisoning." So then the SOS call comes to my husband. So and so is not available. Can you please do my deliveries? Or my son sometimes comes in and says, "Oh, I'm going to PJ, and I can drop it off on the way." So yeah, they are very, very supportive. My son, my
very
husband, and they help a lot. Yes, so they come in to do
yeah.
my deliveries.
Nice, nice.
Yes,
Amarjit, we have got loads of comments here. I need to stop for a while to read the comments, shall we?
yes.
All right. So Rajwin here says, well done, Warren and Amarjit.
Thank you.
Kumar Prem says, very inspiring.
Nice.
And Dato Dr. Lau Bintek is saying, hi everyone, thanks for sharing. Warren and Amarjit, hope can share the delicious food too one day.
Yes, of
Amazing gentleman.
course.
Arvinder Singh says, proud of you.
That's my brother, by the way.
Ah, nice. Hello there, brother. And then we
Yes.
have got Kumar Prem saying, Rajwin's hungry now. People are already
Rajin
hungry.
can
Yeah?
get her share of chapatis one day.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, and also Kumar is saying that coriander is heavenly. Yes, of course. Naz is saying hi to you. And
Hello, hi Naz.
James Lau is saying, wow, yes, I like cauliflower fried rice. Long time I have not makan. Please consider doing it. Cauliflower replacing fried rice. Yummy. That's another
Yes.
recipe to consider. And we have
Okay.
got someone, Kumar is asking, are these paratha or chapati?
It is a fusion of paratha and chapatis. You see, what
Wow.
happens is a chapati is just a flat bread, right? But in for Punjabis in Punjab, when they do paratha, what they do is they will roll out a flat bread, and then they will put the ghee inside, and then they will fold it and make it into a square, and they will roll it out again, right? So
Okay,
in
okay.
you can do this in two ways, yeah. So you can either have your mixture and then you can roll out your chapati, put the mixture in the center, fold it and roll it out. Or what
Mhm.
I do is I put everything into the dough and I just roll out everything.
Nice,
Yes.
nice.
So it is a
Okay.
fusion. Yeah, it is an in between a chapati and a paratha.
Okay, so let's see some of those things that she does. This is egg rolls, nutritious, healthy, yummy. Amarjit's kitchen. So you only have got eggs and salad, and you roll it and you eat it like
Yes.
like
Yes.
rolls, right?
Now I must tell you, Warren, this is my son's recipe. Yeah?
Nice,
My son actually makes these egg rolls, and he told me I could sell it if I used his recipe. So that's what I'm doing. And the
nice.
base of it has got a sort of like, how we put mayonnaise, but he has got mayonnaise mixed with some achar, and that is what we put on the base of the chapati. And then we fry the eggs with a lot of onions, ginger, garlic, shallots, and what you call is chilies. And then we
Mm-hmm.
put lettuce, salad leaves, and then we put the eggs on the top, and then you roll it, and that's how we eat it. And it's really soft and moist because of the mayonnaise mixture that goes at the bottom.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah.
see a lot of people are WhatsApping me saying that they are feeling hungry already. The blame is to you, yeah. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Check out the chapatis. My God, it's so beautiful looking. And then that gravy. Tell us a little bit about the gravy that you
Yeah,
do. Is
this
that
this
your
is the
recipe?
yeah, this is the butter chicken. Butter chicken is a North Indian recipe, which actually I like to eat when I'm in India. We always go to the northern part of India. We go to Punjab, right? And butter chicken is always served in all the
Mm-hmm.
restaurants. Even here in Malaysia, if you go look like Sagar and stuff, they serve you butter chicken. So I actually learned how to make butter chicken from YouTube. I've never made butter chicken before, but because I wanted to eat butter chicken, I twisted the recipe. For butter chicken, we always will blend the cashew nuts, and then what happens is we put the that you have to sieve the cashew nuts, and then, whatever is left there is actually thrown away. And I find that very, very wasteful because those cashew nuts are really very expensive and are very nutritious. So I do not throw it away. I put it back into the mixture, and it gives that little bit of a
Mm.
crunch and a bite, and the taste of the cashew nuts is so really, really nice because I toast the cashew nuts first. I toast it and I roast it a little bit so it becomes a bit more crunchy. So although it has all been properly crushed, but that little bite there, it makes it very nice. And this butter chicken has got methi leaves. Methi is dried fenugreek leaves. So we use the fenugreek seeds when we make fish curry, right? I learned how to make fish curry from my mom. So she uses the fenugreek leaves. In India, they have the fresh methi because they actually plant the seeds and they get the leaves. But in Malaysia, what we get is the dried one. So I put that on the top, and it's really yum. The butter chicken is actually my best-selling dish.
I see. So, what I see here is, let me show you. These are the type of packings that you do. Share with us,
Yes.
how do you do this packing, and why do you wrap it in a paper and then the plastic?
Okay. See, I was using aluminum foil for a very, very long time when I started. And then a lot of my customers, started alerting me about the dangers of aluminum foil, saying that the aluminum foil, when it reacts with hot food, is not good. And it is true, I did look up, and there are some dangers of the aluminum foil when it reacts with hot food. And chapatis are hot, right? So then I
Mhm.
made a decision that although aluminium foil keeps your chapatis hot for a very long time, so I made this decision that I will start using grease-proof paper instead of the aluminium foils. So that's when I changed it. So I wrap it up in this grease-proof paper, and then I put it into Ziploc bags just to keep it intact. Because when you're using aluminium foil, you know how it just all falls into place tightly, and nothing is loose. But unfortunately, for the greaseproof paper, you either cellophane tape it or something. But if I put it into the Ziploc bags, then it stays. And yeah, so that's how
Mm.
I started using the greaseproof paper and the Ziploc bags. And the tubs are my Tupperwares. These are disposable Tupperwares. So I feel that it's a very clean packaging because I know I have received food, that comes in plastic bags lah. You know how you go to mama, right? And then they have put it into the plastic bag. And then, when you open the plastic bag and then you take it out into your bowl and you feel like so disgusted. You don't even know whether it's clean. So I sanitize it, I clean it. So at least food that is going into these tubs are clean lah, And the
Yeah.
doily paper is just to label so that you know what is inside the tubs, because sometimes people order 3, 4 different kinds of dishes, you see. So yeah,
Mhm.
then you don't want to be opening the tub to know what is inside, because sometimes you're going to eat it, then you're going to eat it later. So I decided that I will label it. So, and also sometimes, like for the Maggie
Yeah.
going, we have less spicy, more spicy. This is my mother's recipe. And my mom was staying with me for the 3 months when my dad was not well, right? And the kids will always tell her, make Maggie goreng, make Maggie goreng. And I was thinking, what is this Maggie goreng? I probably forgot. But I know my children remember. My son and my daughter were just raving over the Maggie goreng. I go, what Maggie goreng? And then when I had it, and I told my mom, I said, I can sell this. She's so cute. She said, sell lah, sell, sell. And then she said that people will buy. I said, yes, people will buy. And she said, you will tell them it's my recipe. I said, of course, I will tell them it's your recipe. Why not? And I have very good sales for my Maggie goreng. A lot of people love the Maggie goreng. So I always tell them it's my mom's recipe, and she takes all the credit for it. I just learned it from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Amarjit, this is the question that I have. From the way you spoke about all the servings, right? I could see loads of love. And I know that you're very passionate into doing all these things. The thought process as to how the food needs to be delivered, the safety, and the cleanliness, and then the labeling, what are the materials to use. Everything was finely thought of before you even started doing all this, or eventually when you started this journey. The question is this: uh, where did you get this passion, or rather, why are you doing what you are doing, Amarjit?
Okay, mainly it's because I need to keep myself busy. I don't believe that when you are retired and then you can just sit around and laze and do nothing. All right. So I have to keep myself busy because I only feel that a busy mind is a good mind. They say a lazy mind is a devil's workshop, right? So I'm not going to
Yes.
go into that. Yes. So when I keep myself busy, I keep myself with the times. I research. I have to go and look into things. I have to go into the net. I have to, there are so many things, I go to Pinterest, I go to Insta, and I go to Facebook, I go to Google, and I look, types of packaging and, how you make food interesting and all these things, like even learning recipes, yeah. So it keeps you busy. And when you are busy, I think you are young and you don't indulge in all the other things that, are happening around you. And
Hmm.
even when we were having lockdown, right? I used the time to my benefit. I learned, about all the different social medias. I learned about Insta. I learned about TikTok, and I learned about, I actually did a course on passion to business. So to see whether my passion is the right passion or not. And why food? Because food is the most basic thing in our life. Everybody is needs to eat, right? And during the pandemic, when a lot of people were having problems with food delivery and all that, I just found that I could reach out to the people to help them. It's not so much a business, like to make money. I am not going to become a millionaire by just selling my chapatis, but to reach out to the people to give them something that is nutritious, that is delivered fresh to their doorstep, that will bring back memories of this is how my mother cooked the food, this is how my grandmother cooked the food, and it brings a smile to their face. Then I think I am happy and I'm satisfied now.
Hmm.
So that is the passion, and that is why I choose cooking, because there's so many other things that we could do, but food is the way to a man's stomach, to a woman's stomach.
Very nice.
Have it
Very nice.
any way.
Yeah, very nicely said, Amarjit. Amarjit, I've got lots of questions for you, and I've got viewers who are also asking questions. We will come back to you, but before that, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Amarjit. Amarjit is here from Amarjit's Kitchen. She is into a lot of good food, healthy ones, which will keep you busy, busy, busy. Yeah, your hand and your mouth will constantly have the fight. So please get in touch with her, and we will have a little adverts that I would like to share with you guys. Let me share the screen. Okay, so this is a new academy that is available now for cabin crews. Now, if any one of y'all, if you are a school leaver, if you have done college and you don't know what to do, there are no opportunities for you. You would want to consider this. Fly Crew Academy is where they prepare you to become a full-fledged cabin crew. It's a 4 months course that they are doing. You want to know more, contact Nicole Sue at that number 016-747-3100. And their tagline is, we'll make you the best cabin crew. So get in touch with Fly Crew Academy and see whether you can perform yourself as the best cabin crew. Remember, all the borders are starting to reopen itself, so a lot of opportunities for you. Get in touch with Fly Crew Academy. Then we have got the campaign Derma Dara, a blood donation drive. We just got some calls from the hospitals that they are in very much need for blood. So the only way that they can get is from you people out there. So campaign Derma Dara is going to happen on the 2nd of January 2022. It's a Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Pasaraya NSK here in Seremban 2. Donate blood, save lives. That's what they say. And I guess you know that also pretty well. Contact James Lau because you need to register first before going to this. This is under Persatuan Keturunan Liu Negeri Sembilan. Call his number 011 1018 3843 and get yourself registered. Try to donate that blood that you have, which eventually will reproduce, but more so will help someone out there who is in need. Then you have got another academy. It's called SAT Academy, SAT Academy. What I am more than I think is their tagline. They have got a lot of programs available for you: effective communications, mindfulness. I am more than I think. Supervisory, team building, mental health, personal coaching, and also NLP. Don't forget, mindful meditation is also something that they are offering. Contact 012 5614319 and we will give you a lot more information as to what are the programs that we are doing so that you will be successful. Amarjit, we are back to you. Now, the question that I have is this. Before that, let me share with you Eileen Chua. I'm sure you know Eileen Chua, yeah? And I know Eileen Chua and the whole bunch of them because I hosted this program, Malaysia Miss Malaysia Plus, and you were also there. At that point of time is when
Yes.
I found out that you were a philanthropist. You help people. You give food to the needy, and many more things that you do. You touch people's heart. You save people's life. Tell us a little bit about that life of yours, Amarjit.
Okay, so in everything that we do, it always goes back to religion, all right? And we are religious in our own ways, lah. So in Sikhism, it is said that, whatever we make, 10% of whatever we make should go back to charity. And that is what my husband and I totally believe. I actually learned how to give from my husband. When I married my husband supports a lot of charities. And I always used to wonder, why was he so charitable? But he told me the more you give, the more you get. And I totally believe and I have learned from him. All right. And that is how I get myself involved in charities. And we give to whoever is needy and whoever wants it. So, like we support a Apartha home in Rawang, we give them provisions and we do help out with the rentals sometimes. I'm not very comfortable in giving cash to a lot of people because I don't want it to go to the wrong hands. But I'm very comfortable giving in kind. So I've also helped with school uniforms, with school bags, with stationery. And then I also, am in this group called Blue Spoons, which was formed by Marcus Teo and this Jamie Young. She brought me into that group, and from there I met another person called Shami who did a lot of charities, and she started off these charities for the B40 group. So what she was doing was she was selling some nice chocolate bombs, and last Easter I met her and I actually bought those chocolate bombs for Apartha home for them to have something nice to have for Easter. And I found out that when she's selling these chocolate bombs and it goes to supporting meals. So we joined forces with her and we either will give her the cash for her to cook, she will buy the provisions and cook, or we used to cook. And that was when my mom was with me and my mom will be asking me what you were doing. So I'll tell her, come into the kitchen with me, and we used to, cut onions, and we used to chop onions, and I used to make, we did a lot of chapati rolls for this B40, you know, and that's how I got involved in these charities for the B40 meals. A lot was during the pandemic. Now a lot of people are back to work and it's not so much now, but there are still a lot of charities that I am involved in. And also I have another friend who is Chef Sue Ramachandran. She also runs this charity which is called Meals on You, and they also cook from a kitchen called Kinrara Kitchen. So we also support her, whereby we give her the cash and she uses the money to buy vegetables. They cook and then they distribute the food to the needy. They will come and they will bring, their tubs and everything, and they will collect the food and they will go back. So basically, what we like to support is in terms of food. We like to give food because a lot of people are hungry, and they do not have enough to eat. So one nice hot meal will ensure they have, a full stomach and they will have a good sleep. But otherwise, if there is anything else, like I came to know that Helena Thong was going to take part in that Miss Plus Malaysia contest, and it was also based on a charity basis because how they needed some money to start it or something like that. I can't remember, and I remember giving a donation. And then when she was going to be on your show, and she invited me, and she said, "Would you like to come?" And I said, "Would I like to come on the Waran Shanmugam show?" Bless your heart, I would like to be there. And although I was just, listening at that time, right? I was just so thrilled to be on your show. So that's, yeah. So, and I know Elena Tong and, Eileen Chua and also Cordelia from there, yeah, because they are also three very inspiring women, and I learned from them as well. So that's how the charity is, we have also, we fund students if they want. I know my husband is funding some students in medical school, but what we do is we are very strict about what, we give in only in terms of money for fees, for books. There's no money for you to go, clubbing, or or partying or things like that. No, this is for you to make something out of yourself to have a good future. Also, because we started from nothing. So we know how difficult it was for us to come up the ladder and be where we are today, that we are able to give. So that is why we understand when people have a need and it is a genuine need, then we are very ready to help. Because if we can help one person become one successful person in life, then I think that is an achievement for ourselves. Yeah.
Very nicely said, Amarjit, and it's very nice when you put it that way. Yeah, where when you guys have also been in that situation, you somewhat know other people's sufferings also, and that's really it. Yeah, we do what we do simply because we have been there one way or another, and therefore we want to give it back to the society. And that's
Yeah.
what James Lau says. You are very lucky because the more you give, the more you will be blessed. And he
Yes.
said it very rightfully. Yeah, the more you give, the more you get. Uh, Amarjit, when you do these things, and I'm sure all these charity starts from home. You spoke about your hubby being another kind-hearted gentleman, and I'm sure your children are also. But I want to go a little bit further to your childhood. How you speak about your mom a lot. Tell us a little bit about how was your childhood.
Well, actually, I was a very naughty child. I was a very, very naughty child, and I was very spoiled by my father, mainly because I was the youngest for about 7 years before my younger sister came along. And luckily for me, I was a smart child, so I did quite well in school. So I escaped that. So I used to get everything that I wanted from my father. Of course, my mother was the disciplinarian. She used to, be very strict with us, and she used to get us to do all the housework and everything. And she taught us all that. I was basically a rebel. I liked, to do things that, no girls would do. I like climb trees, and I like to go, running, and I used to just sneak out of the house and run to the shop when my mom was having a nap. I used to do those kind of things. I used to be that very, very adventurous person, and I used to get into a lot of trouble, But as we were growing up, there was a point in time when we had a little bit of problem, when my father had a little bit of problem at work. And we were, staying in a very nice big house, but we had to be relocated to a smaller house. and times became very, very difficult. And I saw my mother and my father suffering, but
Mm.
my father, being my father, he is very ambitious. He's a very, he's got this, strive to do well. He never gave up. And my mom as well. My mom is a very strong character who they instilled very good values, very good moral values, very good discipline in us. My mom used to make us do all the housework in the morning before we used to go to school. And so we have become very good children now. We've learned all these moral values. I've seen my father working very hard. And so I know what is it like, that hard work is the way to go. We are not taught to be lazy children, that everything is just going to drop from the sky. No, we knew that we had to work hard and become what we are today. And I think that's the most important thing that I learned from my childhood lah, that hard work and discipline is going to get you where you want to be in life, not anything else.
Nice, nice. Amazing, amazing sharing, Amarjit. And Dato Dr. Lau Bintik is saying, well done, Amarjit. Thank you for your charitable work. It is more blessed to give than to receive. Now, Dr. Lau Bintik himself is a philanthropist, yeah, and for him to speak about you, that's really amazing. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's amazing how you do so many things, yeah, Amarjit. And some a funny part is this, and I need to tell you this: for the many shows that I have made, ad streamed live, from the many guests, female who comes by, they always have got this pattern. They were rebellious at a very tender age. They used to climb trees. That's the one thing that I hear all the time. What's with girls with climbing trees, and then they become very successful. So I
Yeah.
think the lesson here is, if you want to be successful, ladies, go climb trees. Yeah,
I think we need to prove ourselves that we are just as good enough as the men, and that
yeah,
is
you're right.
how. Yeah, so maybe that is how, being that, and then we become successful. But no, even if we
That's
don't climb trees, a lot of women can be successful also.
Exactly. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So my question is this, Amarjit. Now you have got both your kids who are doctors now. So were they like you, rebellious, naughty? I'm sure they would have a little bit. Share with us, and also how did you make them doctors? What was your secret to the moms out there who also thinks that, you know what, I've got children, but I want them to become successful. What do I do? Because you were a teacher and then you ventured into all these things, and yet both your kids are doctors. Share those secrets if you may, ma'am.
My daughter was a doctor by default. She blames us until today, okay? Because she told my husband that she wanted to become a psychiatrist. And my husband said that a psychiatrist, it's not a degree. You if you become a doctor, then you can go into psychiatry, I think. And he said, become a doctor first, and then you can major in psychiatry. And she listened to the father, and she became a doctor. She's not a psychiatrist today, and until today, she blames us for it. And she says
I'm
that,
sure.
this is not what I wanted to do. But I'm sure she's very happy, okay, because she met
Definitely.
the love of her life while she was in university, and today they're happily married, with two kids. So, but my son always wanted to follow his father's footsteps. And I encouraged them. I never forced them to do anything. For me, I always wanted to be a friend to my children. I didn't want to be a parent. I didn't want to be that strict parent. Rather, I wanted to be their friend. Come and tell me what you want. And I always wanted to know my children's friends so that I know where my children were going and what they were doing. Because I didn't want them to have any secrets behind me. I will always tell my husband, that the children can actually do anything they want without telling us. They can lie to us, right? They can say, they can come and tell me, I'm going out tomorrow, and you can say no, and they can tell you that they are having an extra class, and then go out. So I said, if I am a friend to them and if they came and if they told me what they wanted to do as a friend, I have to be very, very understanding and I have to say okay and give them the trust to do what you want to do. And that is how both of my children studied in this training program, the Malacca Manipal program. So they were in Manipal for 2.5 years, and they used to call home, and I used to know whatever they were doing. It was as if I was there with them. I knew when they were going to go for lunch. I knew when they were going to go for dinner. I knew when they were going out. I knew when they were going to have holidays. There was nothing going on behind my back simply because I was a friend to them. So that is how I am with my children, and I still hope until today that I am a friend to them and they can come and tell me all their secrets and everything. We have that kind of relationship. So being the doctor part actually is just basically because they wanted to follow their father's footsteps, which is good. I encouraged them to do whatever they wanted. I never said no. If supposing one of my children came to me and said they want to become a musician, I would have said okay, because you have to be happy doing what you are doing rather than I force you to do this and then you are not happy. And I feel that basically just what's the point? A profession is not a name sake that oh, I am doctor so and so but I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, and that's a shame, right? But rather you can be just uh, having a shop, but you are happy running the shop, or you are an artist, you are a painter, but you are happy what you are doing, and you put your whole soul and life into it, and you're really happy what you are doing. Well, we'll talk about the earnings later, but you have to be happy what you are doing, right? Rather than just being so frustrated. So that is how, you see, when I gave them the freedom to do what they want to do, I think they just picked it up, that the father was the role model and they wanted to do what the father was doing. Of course, I'm a very proud mom, so that's it.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen who are watching, remember, treat your children as your friend, and you know where to draw the line. Yeah, when you know that
Yes,
they are your children, it's not like you become a total friend. I remember reading about tough love, where at some time there are decisions that needs to be made, and you do that out of love, and those things will come by to play anyways. But the more important is like what Amarjit was saying, is to be a friend. And the beauty, I repeat, is when they are going out anywhere and they call or inform you that, you know what, I am going to this place, I'm going to meet this person. That itself is a blessing, because they are telling you every single step they are taking in their life. And like what Amarjit was saying, if when the children were in Malacca, they still called to update. Now, isn't that fulfilling? Isn't that soothing for a mother, that they know what the children are doing? That's the best deal. A lot of children that we see, I think you spoke just now also, that they don't update to the parents where they are, and the mother is constantly in agony, in fear. So be a good friend. Be a good friend to your children, and see them grow into a lovely butterfly.
yes. Of course,
Very
along the
nice.
way there are some mistakes that are made, but the mistakes are inevitable, and we work to resolve our mistakes. Like every
Yeah.
parent is wrong in some way, right? But we
Yeah.
resolve to correct whatever we are doing. Nobody
Yeah.
is perfect in that sense.
Exactly, Amarjit. I always say this, when we have got children, we didn't get a manual, as to how to operate, how to manage them, like how when we buy handphones, right? If we had that, then there's no wrong to it. But we don't have it, so therefore it's always about trial and error. We do
Yes.
from the very best of our knowledge, and eventually, I won't call it mistake. They grow to become who they are today. So no guilty feelings. It's all good. That's the beauty of parenting.
Yes.
Now, on that note, right, Shangari says that great support from mom molds children well. Yes, you are so right, Shangari. Dr. Lau Bintik says, I agree with her parenting attitude. Well done, Amarjit. And Lim Team says, amazing
Thank
sharing,
you.
Amarjit. Yes. See, so you have got a bunch of fan base here also, yeah. So, Amarjit,
Thank
it's,
you
it's a
so much.
yeah, it's a great sharing. I want to ask you this. There is a question from Rajuin, and she is asking, what's your secret of success, Amarjit? Would you be kind enough to share that?
Yes, actually, I have no secret. Success comes along the way. You have to work hard to pick it up, you know. Everybody can be successful if we are consistent with what we do, if we work hard. Because nothing has come by if you are just sitting around doing nothing. See, I took every opportunity that I had to learn about social media. I heard about this hands group, you know, I heard about Rosalinda's and I heard about Watsala Manoharan who were having courses for very reasonable prices on the hands group. And I didn't know a thing about TikTok, but I know that it was so trending and you know a lot of people were into TikTok and I wanted to learn. So I went ahead and I did the course and I learned. So I know that Insta is very famous among the young generation, and I wanted to learn Insta. So I went and did the course. So all that is hard work. You know, you have if you want to be successful, then you have to go out and you have to be in the world to see what the world is doing because the world is changing today. Everything is about social media. You know, there's StreamYard, there's Google Meet, there is Zoom, which I don't know anything about, but I have to learn because otherwise I'm just going to be like the katak bawah tempurung who doesn't know anything, right? So the secret to success here is having that attitude, that drive to want to learn, to improve myself. So I just want to be that trending, you know, person who knows, oh, I know TikTok, oh, I know Insta. I've learned it, yeah. I've actually spent hours, you know, I've knocked my head a few times saying, how does this work, you know? Yes, that is my secret to success. I just didn't sit back and, you know, watch the world go by me and then suddenly wake up and say, oh, this is already the era where everybody is zooming. No, I learned it all. So I think that is the secret to my success, you know, being very
Well said, well
hardworking.
said.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's all hard work, yeah. And Rajwin, that's the whole idea, yeah. And you all know, right? Rajwin is also the same, yeah. She's also into hard work, does a lot
Yes.
of things, and that's why she is who she is. Amarjit,
Yes.
we have got viewers watching and listening to you for a good 50 minutes or so. What message do you have for this bunch of people who are watching you? Amarjit's Kitchen.
Okay, the first thing, of course, I'm going to tell you is that my kitchen, Amajit's kitchen, of course, is named after me because it's my kitchen. All right. I go for healthy food. I go for less oil, less salt because that is what I feed to my family. Now, there are no double standards when it comes to my kitchen or what I do. What I send out is what we eat. And I think that is the most important principle that you must have in life. That you must not have double standards in anything. It's not what you say and what you do are two different things, but what you say and what you do must be the same. And everybody can do it, you know. Everybody can have this mission and vision in life to be what you want to be because you have to put your heart and your soul out to it. You just have to work hard and success can come to anybody. It's just there, probably knocking at your door. Maybe you didn't hear it loud enough yet, or you didn't want to open the door yet. But if you open the door and then you welcome it into your life and do what you're supposed to do, then everybody can do this.
Very nice. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Amarjit from Amarjit's Kitchen. She have been sharing a lot of her success stories and also those good food. If you have missed or you just joined, not to worry, you can go and click back that same link and you'll be able to watch that video at length. The whole interview plus those beautiful, lovely chapatis. Yeah, those fusion chapatis. I must correct myself. So,
Yes.
yeah. So, if you want to know more about Amarjit, the Facebook page that you need to go and like is Amarjit's Kitchen. You have got the contact details there. You have got everything else there. Just go connect yourself, and you will be mesmerized with the amount of food that she is serving. If you want to eat those, don't try it at home. Call her, get those orders. Now, Dr. Lau Bintik is saying, well done, you have great integrity. Well said, Dato. And Prem
Yes.
is just giving you loads of applaud. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, everyone. Amarjit, once again, thank you so much for appearing in this show, the Waran
Thank you
Shanmugam
for
Show.
having me. Thank you for having me.
It's a blessing for me to have known you. I have been watching you, watching me in the LinkedIn, and how you have been giving loads of comments from the shows that I've done. And I also like the work that you do. And I'm sure a lot of our viewers out there who are watching now would agree that you are definitely a blessing to the many people out there. Continue doing whatever that you are doing. Say hi to your hubby and your children, and we will see you whenever we see you. More success to come, and I cannot wait to eat those chapatis. Hopefully, we will get that coming very soon. Amarjit, thank you so much once again.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who was viewing. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you, Warren. This has been a really good opportunity for me to showcase what I have, but more so, thank you so much for having me. I feel so honored. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. The feeling is mutual, ma'am. Thank you so much. Take care. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Amarjit from Amarjit's Kitchen. Yeah. Now, if you want to watch this show again, please remember to click on the same link and watch the whole interview. Now, if you want to watch the previous shows, we have got the QR code that will be appearing soon. Please go and scan that. Subscribe to our YouTube and watch all our episodes from season 1 till season 2, episode 9 that we just had today. Click on subscribe and watch all those. Be inspired, transform yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember Darwin, Wahida, and Tilak? I'm sure you do. They were with us in one of those episodes in season 2. They are from KL Kinetic. Now, they have a lot of things happening in their center, KL Kinetic. They are into sports rehab, physiotherapy, and many more. They have helped a lot of people who are in pain. So, what I would suggest is if you need assistance, please go call this bunch of people and see whether they can help you. And I can bet you that they will definitely help you one way or another. So let's get back to Darwin, Wahida, and Tilak from KL Kinetic and see what are their recent achievements. Yeah, I will take leave now, ladies and gentlemen, but watch this first. And if you need any assistance of theirs, get in touch with them. So, ladies, gentlemen, ciao for now.